think I'm live. Hello. Does this mean I can't flip the camera? Oh yes, I can, because I wanted to show you where I am. Look, I am at the cottage today and I am working in my garden. My goodness, look at that. Doesn't that look all professional? I'm weeding, and if you see my garden you can see that that is a never-ending job, because it's in the woods and nature rules here, not me. So all I can do is try and just make sure that I can still reach my cottage, which is over here. Oh, my beautiful darling little house. And here is big stack of branches that came down last winter in a storm, and that I gathered here, but I didn't know what to do with, and in fact I still don't know what to do with. But I've now decided that I'm going to give them back to the woods. I found a spot where I'm going to put them soon. Let me show you. Oh, look at the rhododendrons. They're just so gorgeous. And it's happened all in a few days' time. It's all blooming. And the sun is out today. And I don't know if you can hear the birds, but even though I am in this park with, oh, it must be at least 100 other people, if not more, you hardly ever hear anything but the birds. They are my constant music that I work to. Now, I worked here with a client this morning, and this afternoon is for the garden. And in case you hadn't noticed yet, I'm going to flip the camera, but I look all see, because I am working in the garden. Look, in my dirty jeans, and doesn't matter. This afternoon is for the garden, but I've been live streaming this week and will be live streaming next week and whenever I feel like it a lot, and I've been talking about subjects to do with leadership and power. And the reason why I'm doing that is I'm not even sure. I just feel I have to. I need to. And I noticed that I'm not the only one. Women are waking up to certain truths. I have this Facebook group, you may be in it, Awakening Wise Women, for women who are on this path of waking up to their truth, who are on a... Sorry, that was a mosquito. Almost biting my hand. Nature. Women who are on a spiritual path, I suppose, although some people do not like that word, but I've decided I'm not going to avoid it, because this is what it's all about. It's about spirituality. It's about waking up to the fact that we are not separate, that we do not live in isolation, that we're all connected, that everything is connected, everything is made of stardust, and if one grain of stardust hurts, it affects all of us, all of it. And as so many are hurting, people, animals... there is a sound. That's actually somebody who's tending the woods, so that's allowed, because it's so big and beautiful here. Anyway, many people are hurting, animals are hurting, nations are hurting, races are hurting, genders are hurting, pieces of land are hurting. And those who are waking up want it to stop. First and foremost, they want to stop hurting themselves. They want to stop their own hurt. And some of them go to coaches, to healers, to mediums, etc. And I work with those people too. people who want the hurt to stop, their own hurt and the hurt of others. Very often the people I work with people themselves in some capacity. And of course many of us do, directly or indirectly or both. And so leadership and power have been coming up because what needs to happen is that those who are working on their own healing need to stop feeling that it's all pointless and that they're powerless and that all they can do is try and be somewhat happy themselves and maybe create some happiness for those around them, and that's it. Whereas I think if we all feel that we are so much more powerful than that, we can stop the hurting sooner. We could actually stop it right now. And I hear this a lot. Women who feel disempowered for all kinds of reasons. Very often it started at a very young age, and of course I've said this before and some of you know more about this than others, but it's also having been brought up in a patriarchy. So it's true that most women have gotten all the patriarchal messages of you are less, you are powerless. It's actually quite very unattractive for a woman to be powerful, and if you are so, then you should tone it down a little because it's not very feminine. You are the weaker sex. The older women among us have even heard the message that you're going to get married anyway, a man is going to take care of you, etc., etc. And apart from that, we were all raised by parents who were hurting themselves, and as we know, hurt people hurt people. It's very difficult to raise a child in full acceptance and love if you've never received that yourself. So we're all hurting in some ways. But the feeling of disempowerment makes us believe that we're stuck with that hurt. And actually that is not true. So the other day somebody asked, how can I claim my power? And this morning again, the client I was working with had a similar question. So how can I stop what's been done to me in my childhood days? How can I stop that from disempowering me? And the answer is that you need to stop telling yourself that story. You need to stop telling yourself the story of being disempowered, because the hurt is being fed by the story. We're all such storytellers, and we're all so addicted. Oh, mosquito. I didn't kill it. I just chased it off my arm. We're all so addicted to our stories, you know. And often we're not aware of it even, because it all happens so subconsciously. But there is a program running telling us the stories we've been told in our youth, and reacting to the present as if that is still happening. And we can stop it. We really can. We need to stop. We need to drop the storyline. As one of my Zen teachers, I always forget whether it's Pema or Charlotte Yoko Beck. Anyway, one of them writes this in one of her wonderful books: drop the storyline over and over again. If something hurts terribly, then you bet that an old program is running, an old story is running, and all you need to do really is feel the feeling and not get into the story. And then it can be over quite soon, and you can get back into who you are now, which is a powerful being. And it takes practice, believe me. It still does for me. But if we drop our stories, even the story of patriarchy, because yes, I see it all around me still, but when we all stop believing in it, when we all stop feeding it, when we all stop giving it so much power over us, when we all say, F that shit, I can actually say fuck that shit because this is my live stream. I'm not buying it, I'm just doing it my way. All the power is inside me. You know, you needn't somebody else to empower you. You need not have any more information or tools or whatever to be powerful. It's already in you. You're already it. You're already there. So what do I need to claim it? What do I need to yield it? What do I need to feel it? To act from it? Is drop the story that makes you believe that you can't. That is all. And the reason why I'm so passionate about this, why I want this message out there, why I want you to start doing that, is because women on a spiritual path, especially, they have the key. Because you know all about transcendence, you know all about interconnectedness, you know all about that all we need is love. But still you're believing that you're not quite there yet, and that you do not have the power to make this happen in the world, whereas the world is crying out for you to start doing that. So we need that mosquito is very insistent. It wants my blood. We need you. We need you. We need your love. You need to start spreading it on a bigger scale wherever you are and whatever you're doing. You know, whether you have a business or whether you are working in a company where you're not seeing it and where you think you're the only one, that is where everybody needs it. So we need your leadership. We need you to speak out. We need you to be seen to do things differently. We need you to be strict with people who are not acting out of love. We need you to tell them off. We need you to lead by example. We need you to show the world that there is a different way. So we need you powerful, for God's sake. This is why I'm talking about leadership. This is why I'm talking about power. And I'll be sending out my newsletter tomorrow with a blog about power, because I was very resistant to the word for a long, long time. I wanted nothing to do with power, and you know why that was? I too felt disempowered by all the things that I just talked about. But I also equated power with power abuse. And we're so used to that we think that that is power. But it's not. It's twisted power. And that is not what we want, obviously. So if that is what your resistance is about, then get over it, because that's not the kind of power we're talking about. It's not what we need. It's what we need to get rid of. We need to replace it with your loving power. Okay? Can we all agree on that? Can we all start doing that? I know it's not easy. Not for a minute do I believe that it's easy, although some say it is, and maybe for them it is good for them. You know, congratulations. That's wonderful. If you can do it easily, that's great. If you feel it's still difficult because you feel tender and you feel vulnerable, well, get some support. That's what we're all here for. It's what I do. It's one of the things I do. Support you in trusting it more, in understanding it more, having a clearer vision, having a stronger connection, and just having a network to support you. People who are on the same path and who want the same thing and who cheer you on. It's all there for you. One of the places is, for example, my Facebook group, where that is absolutely happening. Such lovely souls in there who are so supportive of one another, where you can just be you, you know, warts and all. And I have other places. For example, this wonderful cottage here where I coach women, work with them. Coach is a weird word. What we do here is, I don't know what it is. It's transformation. The woman who was here this morning, she walked out with a lighter heart. She dropped a load here. It just vanished in the woods. The trees took care of it. It's gone. So, mini retreat here in the cottage, 1 day, 3 days in the summer. Wise Woman retreat in October in the south of France. I'll drop a few links in a minute. You are so invited if you want to bring your powerful love in the world. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'll be back tomorrow in Dutch because I'm doing this alternately in English and Dutch. Bye, my love. See you soon.